Hello there everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video I'm gonna have a very spicy take on some things, some going-ons. And before we get into this, if you have heart condition, your blood pressure will spike, and you will be angry because what we are reacting to is this, none other than the coward of Waukesha himself. Gerald Brooks claims that it was God's will that Waukesha massacre happened. Now, I'm going to give my own experience with being involved in court, and I'll give my own story on this as we react to this. But most of the time, criminals will try every avenue to try and get off and escape from their own dastardly acts and crimes, including to claiming that they're Christians, that they worship Jesus, and that they love God, and that they're a Christian. And throughout Daryl Brooks's final statements, he was reading a Bible, and I'll correlate that to another story. But let's see what this murderous piece of shit has to say.
For whatever mistakes that I myself have made in my life, I've made peace with God. Made peace.
Notice not one tear streams down his face. This is him being, appearing to be sorrowful. This is all crocodile tear bullshit. And the only reason why he's crying is that he realizes that due to his actions and his own behaviors, that he now looks at 6 possible life sentences, that he will spend the rest of his life in prison, where he will dodge avoiding being raped by other inmates and various other bodily harm. That's the only reason why he's crying and he's upset.
I'm happy to say that my conscience is clear.
What, clear from running down 67, 68 people and killing 6 others? You piece of trash? Is that what you're saying?
And because I believe, I trust him with my life.
And the fact that God hasn't struck you, you piece of shit, deader than a doorknob is a testament to God's mercy. And, well...
Nobody will never know why it was his will for this to happen.
It wasn't his will. You plowed through an entire parade of people, you piece of shit. It wasn't that your car jumped the curb. It wasn't that you rolled your vehicle through a parade. You drove through the whole fucking parade with lead foot. That wasn't God's will, you heretical bastard, and you've already doomed yourself to a possible lost eternity. Now, I'm not God, but I would figure that God and Christ Almighty do not really take kindly to those that hurt or are responsible for the hurting of children.
A lot of lives were changed that day, mine included.
Oh, poor baby, his life was changed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, poor Khan. Oh. He's not even denying that the fact he did it. Like, most criminals have the at least the utter audacity to claim that they haven't done it, that they did nothing wrong, and that it was someone else. Amazing. Get to the point, you piece of shit.
God's way is not our own. And no matter how much sometimes we want to question, we have to have faith.
Faith. Oh, don't autoplay the next thing, please. But yeah, anyways.
Warning, Steve is a trained...
Warning, fuck off. So anyway, so repeatedly Brooks reminded the jury that the decision is in your hands, urging them to make the right division and open your hearts. Yeah, because the jury should open their hearts to a guy who's responsible for killing 6 people and maiming 67 to 68 other people with a motor vehicle. So to correlate this with the story that I teased earlier, so I had a family friend that got involved in an ambush. It was him and 2 other people. They were jumped by 25 other people. And in this kerfuffle, his family friend caught a crowbar to the back of the head. The 3 people that were facing the charges, one of them did have a Bible during the preliminary, and he appeared to be repetitive. He appeared to be sorrowful in nature. This almost worked. There was a person on the jury in the jury selection process that sent this piece of shit that was responsible for the murder of a family friend a Bible because they were a Jehovah's Witness and they wanted to save his soul. Not, mind you, the family friend that received a blow to the back of the head, killing him instantly. So you see, he didn't deserve redemption, but this criminal turd piece of shit responsible, it had something to do with the murder of a family friend, deserved redemption. Now, of course, to be civil, and to not be too rude, this was Jehovah's Witness, which is why I have a severe dislike for Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, yes, sure, Jesus Christ does teach redemption, but I'm not that man, am I? None of us are, or have that spirit. But yeah, this guy played on the heartstrings, even fooled families of the victim. We are like, oh wow, he's really changing. Oh, he has a good heart. But when the court day came around and he lost his patience, he called the DA a bitch. And he revealed his true evil nature there in the courtroom before everyone. And even people and the victims that believed him were like, wow, even this guy fooled us. And Daryl Brooks is no different. He's a psychopath, a sociopath, and he's only trying to utilize the good nature of Christendom, Jesus Christ, the Bible, and God to try and finagle out of this. Of course, he says, in your hands, urging them to make the right decision, open your hearts. Yet, no, if I had a message to the jury, if for whatever reason one would come across this that was a part of the jury, if you threw the book at this man, you have done the right thing. You have spoken your conscience. And even if I was to have a message to the jury beforehand, I would say, throw the book, squash this cockroach with every single legal, by definition of the law, that you can squish this cockroach with the book and do it mercilessly. Because did he show any form of restraint and mercy towards the 68, 67 people that he run down and the 6 that he brutally squished, well, brutally killed with his vehicle? No. So, quite frankly, I mean, if someone was to ask me if I was on the jury, I'd be kicked off instantly because I'd say, let's bring back crucifixion because this guy deserves to die miserably and needs to be died in a public example. But even saying that is blasphemous because that would be putting him on the same level as Jesus. Now, this guy needs to be put against the wall or set on fire or something, like immolation, boiled or something. I think the samurai used to boil people alive, believe it or not, for thieving and shit. So that option, uh, that was historically, that was just a metaphor. But yeah, Daryl Brooks, like every other convict criminal piece of shit, is going to utilize any avenue they can, even resulting to gross blasphemy. And let's see, it says here Brooks is facing 6 counts of first degree intentional homicide. So he's going away for life. He will be in the concrete prison for the rest of his life until his untimely end, either by old age or by prison justice. So, yeah, criminals do this time all the time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they actually get the jury to believe their bullshit. And I think with this case, in my humble opinion, Daryl Brooks is screwed because even him representing himself pro se, he kind of put the own nail in his own coffin. Sure, he might have 3 appeals, but that's not gonna work. Those aren't ever gonna take. Even if he does get an appeal, um, his pardon the French, his shit is pushed in at this moment. He is done. His goose is cooked. And when he does die, I can't speak. You know, again, I'm not God, but I'd assume that the redemption and the place he's headed after he dies is quite unseasonably hot. But anyways, Daryl Brooks, scumbag, coward. And there's one thing I'll mention here that it is a little weird that this isn't considered a hate crime, considering most of the people were of European descent. And I'm surprised it's not a hate crime because he did target a Catholic parade or a Catholic section of it. So, yeah, this guy. If there's Christians who are saying, he deserves redemption too, no, he doesn't. This guy's going to the fryer, like the rest of the cowardly scum. Uh, anyways, like, dislike, comment below. But yeah, always keep this in mind that these bastards will use any avenue and pull all the heartstrings to try and wiggle out of the own bullshit situation that they put themselves in. And for the sake of their victims, family of the victims, if you are ever on a jury and it does find out that this guy is responsible for the crimes, squish the cockroach with that book. Show no mercy, because these people didn't show any mercy, kindness, or even a second thought. I know Brooks didn't. Of course, and he says he shortly after saying I believes in Jesus Christ. This is something that started in the beginning of this incident. Oh, so it took you killing 6 people to believe in. Okay, wow, man. Ooh, there's a level of heresy here that I have not seen since Joel Osteen and John Hagee. But even that, at least that's subtle, whereas this is just, oof. Anyways, took enough of your time. See you next time.